Every evening, at almost the exact same moment, every hawk on Earth vanishes. Not slowly, not gradually. Within minutes of sunset, they are simply gone. No flight overhead, no calls in the distance, nothing. For centuries, nobody knew where they went. Bird watchers searched, researchers searched. Nobody could find them. Then in 2015, a team of biologists attached a tiny GPS tracker to a red-tailed hawk, a device so small the bird barely noticed it. And for the first time in human history, we could follow a hawk into the one place no human had ever seen. What that tracker revealed shocked the entire research team, because the hawk wasn't just resting, it wasn't just hiding, it was doing something so specific, so deliberate, that scientists are still studying it today. Today we are going inside the mystery that puzzled bird watchers for generations. Where do hawks actually go after sunset? What are they really doing in those hours of darkness? And why does this disappearance matter so much more than anyone realized? By the end of this video, you will understand something about hawks that almost nobody else knows. Let's start with what we actually know. Hawks are diurnal, which simply means they are active during the day. Unlike owls, hawks don't have the specialized night vision needed to hunt in darkness. Their eyes are built for daylight precision, not for navigating in the dark, so as the sun begins to set, something changes in their behavior. For decades, the assumption was simple: hawks just sleep at night, like most birds. Find a branch, tuck in, wait for morning. Case closed. But here's the problem with that explanation. Bird watchers who spent years tracking specific hawks noticed something strange. The same hawk would appear at a hunting territory every single day. Reliable, consistent, visible for hours, and then, within minutes of sunset, it would leave that territory entirely. Not just settle into a nearby tree, leave, fly somewhere else completely. And researchers couldn't figure out why a bird would abandon a perfectly good resting spot every single evening to fly somewhere unknown. If you missed that window, even by 10 minutes, the hawk was gone. No trace. No clue where it went. This happened for generations. Hawks were among the most studied birds in North America, and yet this single detail remained completely unexplained until something changed everything. In 2015, a research team based in Pennsylvania decided to solve this mystery once and for all. They captured a red-tailed hawk, carefully, professionally, and attached something that had never been used on hawks at this scale before: a solar-powered GPS tracker, lightweight enough that the hawk could fly normally, powerful enough to record its exact location every few minutes, 24 hours a day. They released the hawk back into the wild, and then they waited. For the first few days, the data matched everything they expected. The hawk hunted during daylight hours across a predictable territory. Then, as the sun began to set, something extraordinary appeared on their screens. The hawk didn't settle nearby. It flew, directly, purposefully, nearly 3 miles from its hunting territory, to one specific location: a dense stand of old-growth pine trees, deep within a protected forest reserve. The researchers were stunned. Why would a hawk fly 3 miles every single evening, past dozens of perfectly suitable trees, to reach this one specific location? They had to find out. So they did something that had never been done before. They went looking for the hawk at night. Using the GPS coordinates, the research team entered the forest after dark, carefully, quietly, following the exact signal from the tracker. What they found changed how scientists understand hawk behavior forever. It wasn't just one hawk. There were dozens, sometimes more than 50 red-tailed hawks, gathered together in this single stand of trees, every single night. This behavior had a name researchers rarely used for hawks: communal roosting, a behavior far more associated with crows or starlings, not with solitary apex predators like hawks. Hawks hunt alone. They defend territory aggressively against other hawks during the day. 2 hawks in the same hunting ground will fight, sometimes to the death. And yet here, every single night, dozens of these same fiercely territorial birds gathered peacefully together, side by side, in complete silence. Why would intensely competitive solitary predators choose to sleep in a crowd? The answer the researchers found was about something far more important than companionship. Here is what scientists eventually understood. Hawks may rule the daytime sky, but after dark, they become vulnerable. Their exceptional daylight vision becomes nearly useless once the sun goes down. And while hawks sleep, a different predator begins to hunt: great horned owls. One of the very few predators capable of killing a fully grown hawk. Unlike hawks, owls are perfectly adapted for night hunting, silent flight, extraordinary night vision, and they actively hunt roosting hawks under cover of darkness. A single hawk, alone on an exposed branch at night, is an easy target. Vulnerable, blind in the dark, unable to detect an approaching owl until it is far too late. But dozens of hawks together? That changes everything. More eyes, even partially functioning ones, means more chances of detecting movement. More bodies means the statistical odds of any individual hawk being targeted drop dramatically. And the specific trees they choose aren't random either. Old growth pines with extremely dense canopy cover block an owl's silent approach from above. The location researchers discovered wasn't simply convenient. It was, by every measurable standard, one of the safest possible places for a hawk to spend the night within that entire forest. These birds, fiercely independent, viciously territorial during daylight hours, were making a calculated decision every single evening. Set aside the daytime rivalry, travel miles out of the way, gather together, because survival after dark required something hunting alone simply could not provide. Once researchers understood what to look for, they began finding the same pattern everywhere. Communal hawk roosts have now been documented across multiple states, from Pennsylvania to California, always in dense, mature forest cover, always chosen for maximum protection from night predators. And here is the detail that genuinely surprised scientists. Many of these roosting sites have been used by hawks for years, possibly even generations, suggesting that this isn't something each individual hawk discovers on its own. It may be knowledge passed down, learned, taught in some form from older hawks to younger ones, a migration route to safety repeated every single evening, known and trusted across hawk populations for far longer than researchers initially assumed. So the next time the sun begins to set and you notice the hawks have vanished from the sky, remember what is actually happening. They are not simply disappearing. They are traveling deliberately, sometimes for miles, setting aside fierce daytime rivalries, gathering in the one place that darkness cannot easily reach them, making a choice that prioritizes survival over solitude. For generations, this remained one of the quietest mysteries in the natural world, hiding in plain sight every single evening. And it took a tiny tracker, a few dedicated researchers, and a walk into the dark forest to finally understand it. If this is the kind of mystery that keeps your mind racing, hit like so more people can discover this story too. Subscribe to Birdhearts for more incredible bird mysteries, bird survival stories, and bird superpowers that will change the way you see the natural world. And tell me in the comments, did you know hawks gathered together at night, or did this completely surprise you? I'll see you in the next one.